by fans of high-quality entertainment. So on my other channel, Larry Graves' Canadian Studmuffin, I just recently did a video, my 100 favorite songs of all time. And in the video, I said, if it gets 200 likes, I will rank all of the songs. Yeah, 100 songs. And as you can see at the top here, it's almost at 200, 4 likes to go. So I'll probably get that in the next hour or so. So I am going to rank the songs. I actually have already ranked them. I created a Spotify playlist for these 100 songs and provided a link for anybody to listen to any of the songs, in case they don't know some of them. And so I'll make a separate playlist with these in order. So number 1, like on Spotify, will actually be 100. And so number 100 will be number 1. So it'll be kind of reversed. But here we go. And thank you to everyone that thumbed up the video. So it took me a few hours. I had to re-listen to a handful of the songs just to make sure. And usually when I would re-listen to some songs, they would go way up in the rankings. There were probably 5 or 6 times that happened. And then some would, go a little lower, of course. So anyway, I just wanted to first say I absolutely love each and every one of these songs. But I had to rank them, and I'm not saying one is, there might be some where you think that's crazy. You're ranking that higher than this other song. It's just, my own personal love for song. Some songs are more personal. There might be a reason you fell in love with a song, a certain time in your life or whatever. But here we go. So I'm going to do them in batches of 10 and then individually for 10 to 1. And make sure you check out the playlist. I'll have it in the pinned comment below. So number 100, Jolly Coppers on Parade from Randy Newman's Little Criminals. Just love that song. I love a lot of early Randy Newman. Kraftwerk, Radioactivity. Love that song. No Time, The Guess Who. Ride the Wild Wind. As I always say about this song, I really do feel it's one of Queen's most underrated songs. From Innuendo. Stay With Me. Great rockin' tune. Streets of Philadelphia. Bruce Springsteen. Wire. 1, 2, XU. Yeah, a punky kind of a song. And Blitzkrieg Bop, Ramones. I believe that might be the first 10. Or is there one more? One more. Yeah, Future Days, the great opening track from the album Future Days. Now we get into the 90 to 81. The great Canadian band, the Northern Pikes, with my favorite song by them, Snow in June. Like I said, if you're not familiar with some of these songs, I hope you check them out. And then, come back and let me know what you think of them. Maybe what I love about doing this is, sometimes somebody will become a fan of one of these artists. That's right. And that's one of the songs that was kind of maybe in the middle, and then it went lower and lower. But like I said, I still love it. But there are others I like or love much more. Tattooed Love Boys, Pretenders, from my favorite Pretenders album. Today Your Love, Tomorrow the World. Ramones. Keep Yourself Alive. Queen. Yeah, so many great David Bowie songs, and there's at least one more song on this list, but I had to include Rock and Roll Suicide. And Into the Void. The Chase is Better Than the Catch by Motorhead. And End. Yeah, I love the he's it's basically a song to his fans saying, please stop loving me. I am not as I seem, or I forget the words at the moment, but I just love the message in the song, and plus, of course, the music and everything. Yeah, please stop loving me. I am none of these things. And She's as Beautiful as a Foot from Blue Oyster Cult's debut album. Here we go with 80 to 71. Graceland by Paul Simon. Love the bass in that. Radar Love, Golden Earring. Yeah, if you're a fan of heavy rock with lots of great guitar work, great guitar riffs, and you haven't heard Death Walks Behind You, you must. I think you'll be impressed. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, another heavy track. Autumn Almanac, yep, the Kinks. Are You Experienced? Yeah, my favorite Jimi Hendrix song. Can't Find My Way Home, Blind Faith. Born to Be Wild. And Teenage Wildlife. Yeah. Once again, I feel that's a very underrated David Bowie song. Highway Star. I always say this. I always smile or laugh anytime I see Ween. Yeah. Sketches of Winkle. Of the songs, I haven't heard everything by Ween yet. And I just got chocolate and, what's that called? Yeah, chocolate and cheese yesterday, thanks to a viewer sending me some CDs. But of the songs I've heard, that's my favorite so far. The first of a few, Sparks, The Decline and Fall of Me. Besides loving the song, I love the lyrics because it's Ron Mael, the one with the mustache, and the bride's that's the bride, and he's basically writing about failing on the charts. Goodbye, future Mrs. Mael. And Ace of Spades. Yeah, two songs from the album Ace of Spades. And yeah, I love this. I love the whole Chaos and Creation album by Paul McCartney, and especially the closing track anyway. Although the melody at the beginning is very similar to People Get Ready, which used to kind of bug me, but I've let it go. And 21st Century Schizoid Man. Yep, King Crimson. Mind from my favorite Talking Heads album, Fear of Music. And yeah, one of my favorite 60s songs, just great pop rock, Mr. Sun, Mr. Moon. Brothers in Arms. Yeah, that's one of the songs that went up a little bit in my ranking. And yeah, kind of similar, like the same kind of laid back kind of atmosphere for Brothers in Arms and Easter. So they kind of go together really nicely. Yeah. Complicated Game, the great closing track from Drums and Wires. Starts out like almost like a whisper, and then by the end it's all chaotic and crazy. Just love it. All right, into the 60s now. 60 to 51. The Ballad of TV Violence, I'm Not the Only Boy. It's Cheap Trick doing some pretty heavy rock. And really, really great vocals by Robin Zander, too. Feel Flows, the Beach Boys. Great track by Carl Wilson, who wrote it, and I think he did a lot of the instrumentation on that particular song. Sick 'em Pigs, Canned Heat. Smart Patrol, Mr. DNA. Yeah, I was listening to more Devo last night. I've got their first three, I think, yeah, first three albums. And I think I might do a future top 12 Devo songs, and not as a joke. And yeah. So that will probably, it's in between two songs, but that's one of two of my favorite Devo songs. Dominance and Submission from Secret Treaties. The great opening track from the Rascals album C. Great rocker, great drumming by Dino. Vocals by Felix. And yeah, if you haven't heard it, check it out. Perfect Day, Lou Reed. Yeah, this album, Song of Seven, it's a bit more poppy, pop rockish. Not as much progressive rock, but the closing track, Song of Seven, is an epic progressive rock song. So if you haven't heard it and you're a fan of Yes, I hope you check it out. Radio, the great closing track, at least on the US and Canadian version of this year's model. Yeah, one of my favorite 60s songs, Rice is Nice by the Lemon Pipers. And into the top 50. Number 50, Whole Lotta Rosie, Let There Be Rock. I seem to have chosen, I just noticed that. A lot of these songs, a good percentage of them are usually the closing track of albums. Everyday People, Sly and the Family Stone. Star Collector, The Monkees. Light My Fire. And, there's a few that are just, really well-known songs like Light My Fire that, might be overplayed. But like I always say, I never listen to the radio. So anytime I hear some of these classic songs, they still sound pretty fresh to me. Sister Ray, the closing epic song from White Light, White Heat. It's really, really, it's one of the heaviest songs ever. Check it out. Your brain might explode. That's what happened to me. Yep, like a hurricane. Incredible guitar solos by Neil on that. Boom, Dylan with my favorite. Yeah, somebody mentioned I Believe in You from Slow Train Coming. That could have made my, there's always going to be, oh, I should have included that. But, I did take my time and I'm happy with this list. But another Bob Dylan song that could have made my list is I Believe in You. Yeah, I played this, I think 2 or 3 times, and it kept going up in my rankings. And I also love the on the expanded version of Cahoots where they've remixed it, and it sounds excellent. There's a first take of this song, and I almost, well, I like it as much as the one on the album, if not more. Great vocals by Van Morrison, who's a guest on the song. Kiama. Is that how you say it? I can, unless I'm hearing the song. Oh yeah, that's how he sings it. Like that's how he says it. But otherwise, I'm struggling. But yeah, the closing track from ELO 2. 11 minutes long. Yep, had to include Isn't It a Pity? Great message in the song also. Sick Again. We're into the 40s. Yeah. The closing track. See what I mean? Ahead by a Century. Yeah, if you haven't heard the Tragically Hip, there was a recent documentary on them. Was it Prime Video? I forget. But I think it's in the States somewhere. And I highly recommend it. And this is my favorite song by this great Canadian band. Take a listen. Black Star, David Bowie. Yep. The possibly my favorite cover song of all time, with Yes doing Simon & Garfunkel's America and totally changing it into this prog rock monster. Once again, I think it's like 10.5 minutes long. Good Vibrations, yeah, in the about 35 or so. There's just so many great songs. Find the River, yeah. REM. Night Swimming is excellent too. There's another Devo, yeah, Jocko Homo. So yeah, at the moment it's my favorite. But I don't know. We'll see when I do my top 12 Devo. I'm going to take a couple more listens to my 2 favorite Devo songs. Willie the Pimp, Frank Zappa with Captain Beefheart on vocals and a amazing long guitar solo by Frank Zappa. Old Brown Shoe, and thank you for the comments on my previous video. A lot of you Beatles fans agree with me that it's a underrated George Harrison song. And Mother. Amazing vocals by John, of course. Top 30, Ruby Tuesday, the Rolling Stones. And there's another one, El Dorado. This one, like I would say even 3 months ago, it wouldn't even be in my top 100. But I just have a new appreciation for this whole album. And Jeff Lynne's vocals on this are just spine-tingling amazing. Closer to Home, I'm Your Captain. And Mark Farner has a new album out called Closer to My Home. I just ordered it. I heard it on Spotify. He redoes this song, and it is good. And I'm hoping to possibly interview Mark again. And Grant from Grant's Rock Warehouse just did an excellent interview with him. So check that out if you haven't. Baba O'Reilly from Who's Next? Randy Scouse, Git. The Monkees. Closing track, I believe. Won't Get Fooled Again, the closing track. To Be Over, once again, the closing track on the album Relayer. A Hard Day's Night, not the closing track on Hard Day's Night. Yep, 2,000 Light Years from Home, my all-time favorite Rolling Stones song. Bridge Over Troubled Water, Johnny Cash. We're into the top 20. Keep On Chooglin', my second favorite Creedence Clearwater Revival song, and guess what? That's right, it's the closing track on Bio Country. Rock and Roll, The Velvet Underground. Ramble Tamble, the opening track from Cosmo's Factory. You Know You're a Man, yeah. Captain Beefheart. Yeah, The Unforgettable Fire. This is one of the songs that was probably in the middle of the rankings, and then I listened to it. You know, I of course know the song very well, but to listen to it again after quite a while, and it's just always been my favorite U2 song. I love the atmosphere of the song and Bono's vocals. It is a great song. The Bed. So, yeah, these two songs go together. So I wanted them together in this ranking. And they're the two closing songs on Berlin. The Bed and Sad Song. Maybe I'm Amazed, Paul McCartney. And I think there's one more McCartney song coming up. Sparks almost made the top 10 with Whippings and Apologies from a Woofer in Tweeter's Clothing. And The Gates of Delirium from Relayer. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I think there might be a Beatles song or two in the top 10. Number 10, Here in Heaven from Kimono My House. I Want You, She's So Heavy, the closing song on side 1 of Abbey Road. Number 8, once again, closing track for their debut album, How Many More Times? It's not all Beatles. Yeah, Hey Jude is at number 7. I didn't even know if it would be in my top 50 when I started ranking these, but then I really thought it over, and just the memory of course, Revolution 2, but the single for Hey Jude coming out, I played it hundreds of times. I'm still not tired of the song. Anytime I put it on, like I said, it sounds fresh to me. I love the na-na-na-nas at the end that go on forever. Paul's vocals and everything. So yeah, it is number 7. Another Sparks song, yep. This Town Ain't Big Enough for Both of Us, from Kimono My House. The Backseat of My Car, the closing song on Paul McCartney's Ram, my favorite Paul McCartney album. And props to Linda McCartney too. The Beach Boys, God Only Knows. And the top 3, I think, have always been my top 3 for years and years and years and years, and I don't know if it will ever change. Number 3, Strawberry Fields Forever. Number 2, Tomorrow Never Knows. And number 1, A Day in the Life. And yeah, I've included the 2017 remix because it starts with the acoustic guitar, the complete recording of that. So that is it. I would love your thoughts in the comments section below. I hope some of you check out the playlist of, let me know what you think of maybe some songs you're not familiar with, and then you check them out. And especially exciting if you become a fan of, one of these artists or whatever, like the Beatles. Say, oh, wow, the Beatles are amazing. So yeah, thank you for watching, and have a great day. Bye.